Imagine a child lying in bed, gripping their teddy bear tightly, the quiet of the night enveloping them. The world outside fades away as they sink into the plush comfort of their sanctuary. The soft hum of the AC is the only sound that dares to break the tranquil silence. Their eyelids grow heavy and a sense of peace washes over them, lulling them to the brink of slumber. But then, without warning, a cold chill seeps into the room. It's subtle, almost imperceptible at first. The hum of the AC is replaced by an unsettling silence. The comforting warmth of their bed and teddy bear seems to be swallowed by this sudden icy cold. The serenity of the night is disrupted, replaced by an unshakable feeling of unease. The peaceful quietude morphs into a deafening silence. They pull their teddy bear closer and the blankets tighter, but the chill is relentless, creeping into their very bones. That's when it begins, the eerie feeling of something amiss, as the child holds onto their teddy bear for a semblance of safety. Suddenly the temperature plummets. A frosty chill pervades the air, seeping through the snug blanket, sinking into the child's bones. It's akin to an unseen hand throwing open a portal to a frigid winter, transmuting the room into a cold wilderness. The familiar, soothing environment now feels foreign and antagonistic. The wall's shadows appear to take on a life of their own, as if fueled by the chill. Each object, normally ordinary, now seems to hold a threatening intent. The rhythmic ticking of the wall clock, the creak of the floorboards, even the soft flutter of the curtains in the frosty breeze. Each sound is magnified, resonating in the hush of the night. The silence, the intense silence, it's overpowering, not the serene silence of a calm night, but a burdensome, weighty silence, forcing the child to notice even the quietest sounds. This silence seems to swallow everything, including the child's steady heartbeat. But then the child senses that it's not just silence. There's something else, something hiding in the shadows, an unseen entity. It's not something visible or tangible, it's a sensation. The child feels watched. It's as they are under the constant surveillance of an unseen observer, tracking their every move, breath. This feeling is haunting, stirring within the child a fear of the unknown, a fear of the unseen. The room seems to shrink, the walls creeping closer, the ceiling getting lower. The child feels cornered, akin to a mouse in a trap, with a predator ready to pounce just outside. The child is alone. There's an entity in the room with them, something unseen, unheard, unfelt. Something watching, waiting. It's not a reassuring thought. It's a thought that makes the child shiver, their heart race, their blood chill. It's a thought that confirms their deepest fear. They're not alone. The darkness around your young one pulsates, seeming to possess a life of its own. It's as if the night itself has started to breathe, its inky blackness growing denser and more tangible with every tick of the clock. The room, once a sanctuary, now feels strangely hostile to a child's innocent eyes, with familiar devoured by an all-consuming shadow. Suddenly, your little one senses a new presence, a shift in the darkness that isn't merely the absence of light. It's a creature, a monstrous being birthed from the very depths of the night. The shadows seem to gain a mind of their own, merging into a figure that is simultaneously terrifying and captivating. A figure begins to morph from this undulating expanse of darkness, a horrifying figure dripping with the stuff of nightmares. The creature is a grotesque manifestation of fear and disgust, its appearance elusive, a continuously changing panorama of horror that defies accurate description. Even in its vague form, it emits an aura of malevolence that freezes the blood in your child's veins. The creature's presence pervades the room, a tangible force that seems to suck the air from your child's lungs. It isn't just there, it's everywhere. It's in the sudden chill that raises goosebumps on your child's skin, in the haunting silence that rings in their ears, in the burden that weighs heavy on their little chest. It's the unseen horror that lurks in the peripherals of your child's sight, the unexplainable dread that gnaws at the pit of their stomach. Yet, amidst this terror, there is an odd allure. Your child finds the creature of the dark intriguing. It is the unknown, the unexplained, the unfathomable. It's an enigma that terrifies yet captivates your child, a riddle that dares to be solved even as it threatens to engulf. And so the stage is set. The darkness has taken form. The shadows have found their voice. The demon has arrived. The demon begins its torment. Visualize a child lying in bed, immobilized, their heart thrumming in their chest like a trapped bird yearning for freedom. They sense an entity, an embodiment of sheer evil shrouded in darkness. It doesn't have to physically touch them to inflict dread. It doesn't need to utter a word to incite terror. Its very existence is enough to make the child tremble in fear. This demon, this phantom of the night, commences its mental torment. Its power doesn't reside in physical damage, but in the manipulation of the child's mind, their thoughts, their sanity. Warps the familiar, the safe into something foreign, something horrifying. The child's room, once a haven, transforms into a jail cell. Their bed, once a comfort zone, changes into a chamber of horrors. Each breath they draw feels icy cold, as if the very air is poisoned with the demon's ill intent. The haunting silence of the night is only punctuated by the whispers of the demon, silent yet deafening. It understands the child's fears, their insecurities, their darkest secrets. It feeds off them, growing stronger with every tick of the clock. The demon plays with the child much like with a mouse. It delights in their fear, their desperation, their powerlessness. It projects terrifying scenarios, their mind, scenarios of their worst nightmares becoming reality. The child wants to flee, to break free, but they can't. They're paralyzed, not by physical constraints, but by their own fear. What's more terrifying than the fear of the unknown? It's fear of the known, twisted and distorted by the demon. The fear of the child's own mind, their own imagination being used against them. The demon doesn't merely haunt the child's room, it haunts their mind, their very soul. Child is trapped in a room that was once their sanctuary, but is now a war zone. A war zone where the demon wages a war not on the child's body, but on their mind. A war the child is losing. The child is trapped in their own room. In desperation, the child decides to escape. The room, once a haven of childhood games and laughter, now warps into a maze of fear and uncertainty. Every toy seems to vibrate with an unseen threat. Every corner seems to harbor a lurking monster. The imaginary demon, a horrifying spectre born from bedtime stories, is close, its eerie presence a chilling reminder of the perilous game this has become. The child's heart pounds in his chest like a drumbeat of fear, each thump echoing the seconds ticking away. Breath comes in ragged gasps, the room heavy with anxiety. The room feels like it's closing in, the walls seeming to pulse in sync with the child's increasing panic. The door, the only chance of escape from this self-made nightmare, seems miles away. It stands in the distance, a beacon of safety in a sea of terror. With every step, the room seems to expand, the door receding further and further away. The demon's imagined laughter rings in the child's ears, a chilling soundtrack to the desperate escape. Legs like concrete, every step a monumental effort. The chill of the room prickles at the child's neck, the thought of the demon a constant reminder of the looming danger. But the child pushes on, driven by a potent mix of fear and determination. The fear of the demon catching up fuels the determination, each step a bold stand against the imaginary terror. And then, finally, the door handle is within reach. The cold metal against the child's hand brings a rush of relief, a beacon of hope in the darkness. The demon's laughter fades into the background, replaced by a roar of fury, but the child doesn't care. The fear that had gripped his heart loosens its hold, replaced by a surge of adrenaline. The door swings open, revealing the safe haven of the hallway outside. The night's chill air rushes in, sweeping away the room's oppressive dread. The demon's furious roar echoes behind the child, a final reminder of the imagined nightmare left behind. Freedom is just a door away. Just as the child is on the verge of escape, they stretch out a hand towards the door, heartbeat thundering in their little chest. But as their small fingers touch the cold doorknob, the world around them dissolves. Blinking, the child finds themselves back in their bed, the sheets twisted around them, and the room as still as it was when they were tucked in. A of relief escapes their lips. It was just a dream, they reassure themselves, a nightmare conjured by a vivid imagination. But as they snuggle back into their pillow, the room's temperature plummets abruptly. An icy chill dances across their skin, making the tiny hairs on their neck bristle. They yank the blanket closer around them, but the cold permeates deep to the bone and unyielding. The sense of dread seeps back. The brief relief they felt vanished like dew in the morning sunshine. They clamp their eyes shut, but sleep proves elusive. Or was it really just a dream? And so the child lies in bed, shivering in the cold, the comfort of their dream shattered. Their eyes snap open at the faintest creak of a floorboard, the quietest whisper of a breeze. Every shadow becomes a monster, every noise a threat. They clutch their teddy bear tighter, their only shield against the unseen terror. The moonlight filtering through the window paints an eerie picture on the room's wall. The branches of the trees outside swaying like skeletal fingers reaching out for them. The child's breath comes in ragged gasps, their heart pounding against the silent night. For in the world of the supernatural, the line between reality and nightmare is often blurred, if not entirely erased. As the night deepens, so does the child's fear. They are trapped in their own room, frozen in a night that seems to stretch on forever. Is it really just a dream, or is their reality now a living nightmare? The question lingers unanswered each year. Until next time in another horror story.